We're on a record in cause number 320330, the state of Texas versus Jordan Colby Abraham. Mr. Abraham, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Abraham, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Abraham?
Uh-huh.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Okay. I'm doing fine as well. Thanks for asking. Mr. Abraham, the information alleges that on or about August 21st of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of communication harassment. Mr. Abraham, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Abraham, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contents?
Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Abraham, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State's Exhibit number 1 on page 1, the first box that's checked is checked as a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment is confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 180 days and a fine not to exceed $2,000 or both such fine and confinement. Do you understand the range of punishment?
A fine of how much?
The range of punishment is a confinement in
Yes,
jail
sir.
for a term not to exceed 180 days or a fine not to exceed $2,000, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on page 2 of this document, there's a set of initials on the line that says nolo contendere, which means no contest. The initials are JA. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, which is the trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature above the line that purports to be your signature. It's above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
There's one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Abraham, before you should have signed a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Did you sign that document?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Faggard, who's there present with you, did he go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2 is the probable cause affidavit for this.
Mr. Faggard, do you have any objections?
No objections to either State's Exhibit number 1 or State's Exhibit number 2.
No objections to State's Exhibit number 1 and 2. Both exhibits will be admitted. Mr. Faggard, you have advised and counseled Mr. Abraham. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
No, Your Honor, he understands fully what's going on, and we actually went through the discovery the best we could, Your Honor, via on my iPhone out here.
Okay, now, Mr. Abraham, your attorney, Mr. Faggard, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Abraham, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Your Honor. It's for 180 days to be probated over 1 year, a $200 fine, 60 hours community service, and no contact with a Lakeisha, that's spelled L-A-K-E-Y-S-H-A, Allen.
Okay, Mr. Abraham,
Yes, sir.
the state is offering that you serve 180 days in a county jail. However, you would not have to serve any time in a county jail because you will be placed on probation for 1 year.
Yes, sir.
During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $342, which comes to a total of $542.
Yes,
You will
sir.
also be required to pay probation fees of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and you would also be required to reimburse the county for the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Your total monthly installments will be $150 per month. Would you be able to pay the $150 per month?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Abraham, you will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service, and you cannot have any contact with the complaining witness, in this case, Lakeisha Allen. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Abraham, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Abraham, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Abraham, please follow the bailiff and have a blessed day.
You too.
And Mr. Faggart, I think this will conclude your cases. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
As far as I know, because there's still a couple I haven't even seen yet, but I've got 3 or 4 pro ses, but I'm taking a lunch break.
Okay, yeah, I was talking to Mr. Faggart. Mr. Faggart, you have a blessed day.
That's cool.